Joining us is Nikisha Barnes, Director for Health Promotion and Prevention at the National Family Planning Board. And she's going to shed light on a very crucial topic, the significance of addressing age-appropriate information in discussions with youth. Morning, Nikisha.
Morning, friend.
Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
How are you?
Feeling happy and excited.
Fantastic. Why are we doing this? And when you say youth, what age group are we talking about?
So we're looking at age 13 to 24. So when we think of youth, we're thinking of adolescents with those who are transitioning to young adults.
Why are we doing this?
We're doing this because we recognize that our data shows us that young people are being impacted when it comes to HIV and STIs. And also when it comes to their knowledge around what risk looks like for their sexual reproductive health. We recognize that if we don't address it with them, then we're going to see this continually being impacted in our society because they are the next generation.
Yeah. In another life, I had a conversation with a group of people about approaching young people, and they said, I'm not coming here to teach the young people them about sex. I'm not coming here to teach them about and encourage them to have sex. But from your experience, having those discussions with young people about sexual reproductive health, what has been the impact on them?
So we recently did a study, it's called the Adolescent and Youth Rapid Assessment. Just a quick snapshot talking to young people about how they see sexual reproductive health. Our young people are telling us that they want to be engaged with information, not because they want to have sex, but they want to have accurate information that informs their decisions about sex. Okay. So it helps them know when they think of being in peers and their peer groups and how they navigate those very delicate moments when they feel whether pressure to have sex or they feel they don't have enough information to make accurate decisions about sex. It's a conversation about, am I ready to engage? But you have to prepare them to have those conversations so that should it come up, they're able to have discussions. And not only that, if it is a case where they're faced with the choice to have sex, they're having sex that's safe, they're having sex that's healthy, and it's a choice that they're informed about that they can make.
For want of a better word, how does the traditionalists feel about this? I mean, my mother, you couldn't talk about sex till you reach 57. That is after you have every degree in life. So you still have some parents, even though it's in their face, are saying, no, we shouldn't be talking about that. It shouldn't be having sex until limits, whatever. How does are the parents involved in the first place, and how do they feel about that?
I love that question so much. So parents are key stakeholders in any discussion you're going to have around adolescent reproductive health. So yes, we have engaged parents across the island to ask them that very question. How do you feel about the issue of young people and being engaged in sex? But we have to know also, divorce, that it's not just sex. We have to talk about reproductive health, which includes puberty, talking about menstrual cycle, helping them to have those information so that they recognize that sexual reproductive health is not just framed in sex, but it's framed in watching a young person journey along the life course and how they develop, and then having conversations. I remember a young person saying to me, all along I was told not to have sex, but by my reach 21, 22, my mother asked me when should I have a grandchild.
Wow.
So there's a dissonance with a young person journeying up to that age and not getting information, not being engaged, not being allowed to participate in conversations about sexual reproductive health, then transitioning into 20, 21, and then all of a sudden you're a big person and you must know everything. And why you make that choice then get pregnant? If you weren't engaged earlier, to have conversations around your reproductive health so that by the time you reach 2021, you are so informed and engaged, you can then decide how many children you want, at what time in your life cycle you want to have those children, and if this partner is the partner you want to have a child with.
There's also misinformation.
Yes.
Because you as the parent may not want to tell the child anything, but mommy and daddy, when them go through the gate and buck up into other adults and other children
and Madam
who are telling them, then, if you not arm them with the right thing, what are some of the misconceptions that you've come across in your discussion with young people?
So with young people, they have some information around virginity and about when the experience with sex happens. They think that if parents too think that when a person has sex, they may urinate and it pierces the earth, pierces the ground. So they look for that in their young people. They think a young person with a lot of friends, whether gender male or female, that young person is already sexually engaged, which is not true. There are misconceptions about even mosquito transmitting HIV, so we have to deal with those situations, especially now that we have the issues around dengue, to kind of bring information around what HIV is and that is not transmitted by a mosquito. You have young persons not even understanding what HIV is because there's been that discord where we haven't been providing information to our young people. Some young persons don't even understand STIs and that there are certain symptoms and signs you can look for, and that not using protection can lead to certain reactions. So we have those discord where young people aren't informed, and if they are informed, they're informed in spaces and places that don't necessarily have accurate information to help them.
Yep, I asked you about the parents and the way we are behaving. You would never believe this, but we are a Christian community. Is the church involved in this? Because most religious people tell you that you mustn't have sex till you get married. Is the church involved in this at all?
So yes, we have one of our another key stakeholders is the community of churches, because again, we recognize the young person operates within a circle. So the family as your network, church in that community, the school in that community. So all those stakeholders are critical to a conversation that we're going to be having with young persons. The individual at the center and then all the engagers that frame around that young person. So the churches are critical. We've had several stakeholder consultations where the churches are engaged, and they provide insights as well as to what's the best channel and means to access young people and what the conversations must sound like. But a critical stakeholder is the young people themselves, because they must be in the rooms having those discussions. Me and you, we are several sunshines away from summer of being young. So it must be a conversation where young people are in the room. You can't address a situation for a person if they're not in the room to help you, to guide what the decision is.
Yeah. Me more than you, by the way.
Now my son would have said, nah, mums, you're done, come.
I know one of the challenges, Nikisha, has been just the dynamism of, young people are the first to gravitate towards changing technology, culture, styles. So, with social media, I was telling the students at Karma that the world is no longer a global village. It's a housing scheme. with social media all the way, just the right here.
There you go, touching.
So how do you navigate all that information that's now coming to our young people from different cultures and different influencers and misses some things? I said a lot of the young people. How do you navigate that?
So through their responses and recommendations, they have said to us, get in those spaces, stop hiding from them. If that's where we access information, you have to be on those spaces to provide the correct information. So the National Family Planning Board developed and designed all throughout the process with young people in mind, a chatbot, what we're calling our Yute Chatz. It's an opportunity for young people to have an automated platform that gives them all the information that's age-appropriate content from 13 to 24 around sexual reproductive health. In terms of social media, we're also on social media. I'm not a TikTok savvy, but we have people who are youngified and they're on the team, so we have TikTok opportunities. We're utilizing social media, not hiding from it, to position information for young people and engage them in the communication, so that at the click of their fingers, they're able to access information that's relevant to them, that helps them to make the best decisions.
You launch Yute Chatz tomorrow.
So we're launching our Yute Chatz tomorrow.
How the young people find it?
For the young people. So young people can find Yute Chatz on social media platforms. It's connected to the U report from UNICEF. It's powered by UNICEF and UNAIDS through the National Family Planning Board. You can access SMS for the Yute Chatz, because we're trying to find all the ways, because not all platforms are made equal. So we recognize that some young people may have issues with internet connectivity, may not have a smartphone. So there's SMS access. The number is 838 4897. They can access it on SMS. On WhatsApp, it's also available. That's the same number, 838-4897. Send a message, Yute Chatz, and all the responses will come up. We even have fancy young avatars, because we are trying now. Fancy young avatars that will respond. You select the one that you want, and you and that avatar will have communications throughout.
Fantastic. Great to see you. We're going with Nikisha musically.
So I have been lazy. This work I'm super passionate about, working in public health and wanting to see my community members, because that's the theme for this World AIDS Day, communities leading. I want to see young people engage, and I want to see them in rooms where we're having conversations, planning for them and addressing their health.
Yes. Write a song about that.
Will do.
Great to see you. Great
Thank you for having me. It's been absolutely incredible.
Director for Health Promotion and Prevention, National Family Planning Board, Nikisha Barnes.
By the way, how did Sasha transform her passion into a mission? Well, stick around. We'll talk to Sasha about that after this. So come.